Hey everybody, welcome back to the Moto Canuck channel. Today I am going to replace a broken rear tire hugger fender type deal on my 2018 F750GS. This one's broken and I'll show you the deal right now. Now, this did break before. It was not this bad, obviously, but it did crack before, and you can see the wire mesh in there. I did a plastic welding job on it once already when it was just cracked a little bit, just to give it some strength. It was starting to go, but it didn't last too long, maybe 2 or 3 months before it just got all destroyed. Probably from going off-road, bouncing around and whatnot. Those plastic welds just weren't strong enough, and the mesh is obviously it's quite thin. Anyway, so I got a new one today, and we're gonna take this one, and yeah, bye bye. All right, so here's the new one I bought online. It looks like it's a 3D printed job. I couldn't find one exactly like the one that was on there online. So you can find these things online ranging anywhere from super cheap to like a couple $100, I guess. I went with a really cheap one that was about 600 something Thai baht, so roughly 25 Canadian dollars, just to see how it works. I've mocked everything up. All the holes line up. It comes with a bag of hardware here and some blue Loctite. So we'll see how it goes. One thing to note is it isn't quite as much coverage as the old one. I'm not really too concerned about that though, because as far as I understand it, these are not stock items that come on these bikes, but it does actually do quite a bit to protect your rear shock and the stuff underneath the seat there, rather than having the wheel bare and naked. If anybody does know of a BMW part number for this kind of thing, share it down below, because I tried looking all through BMW's parts lists and whatnot for this bike, and I came up with nothing. Maybe I'm just blind. I'm not sure. But if you know of something, uh, share it down below in the comments. All right, so let's have a look at what we're playing with here. What we got to do is we got our cables here. We're going to get rid of this one and this one on these brackets. I believe those, they're hex, so they're got to be aftermarket for the old rear tire hugger. This one is still a Torx bit because it's actually stock part of the chain guard. So that's where your mounting points are: here, here, and right here. And then the other part, I haven't figured out yet if it's going to sit above or below the chain guard. The other one sat below, so we'll see. We'll get this all taken apart, clean everything up, and then we'll see how it lines up. All right, one more thing. You're going to have to remove the T30 here on this side of the bike, so you can move this chain guard out of the way off the swing arm. And you're going to be able to see, it's a little bit messy. There's some remnants of the double-sided tape from the old mudguard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plastic razor scraper, clean all that up with some alcohol, make sure it's all clean and dry for the new one to go on. And of course, we got an appearance from Dinah the Moto Cat. All right, so I've got this all, the old double-sided tape cleaned off. You can see there's been some rubbing on the swing arm here from, I guess, when the thing was broken and moving around. One thing I do have here is this bracket that went underneath the or on top of the old hugger, and you can see it lines up here. It doesn't seem to jive with my new one. I don't know if this is a stock piece for this bike or not. If anybody out there in the F750GS land can have a look at their bike and drop a comment and let me know, does your bike have this? It doesn't seem to line up with the new Hugger, and it doesn't really seem to do much without it. So I'm just gonna leave it off with the new one. Anyways, if anybody knows, drop a comment below. Thanks. So yeah, we've got this all cleaned up. You can see here we've got, which cable is this? This is for the rear brake. It's got this little tab right down in there, and that goes in the first hole, and then the screw goes in. Let's see, get that in there, and then the screw goes into that hole there, and this will sit on top of where the rear tire hugger mount goes, and then the second one there, and then that T30 goes there. And I have to see about the double-sided tape, if it sits on top of the chain guard or not. We'll mock that up right now. All right, I figured out what these little guys are for. So if you look at this little flared out piece on the new tire hugger, when you have the chain guard on, this has some double-sided tape underneath it, and it's supposed to go on there. But chances are the double-sided tape isn't gonna hold. So the only thing this can be for is they want you to drill 2 holes along the top of this and through your chain guard. And it's got a little receiver piece that you would put up through here, and then put that one through the top and secure this flared out piece on the hugger to the chain guard. I don't particularly want to drill holes in my chain guard at this point in time, so if you're far back, you can barely even see that that thing is sticking out. And so I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now and see what happens. If I need to secure it more later, I'm going to do that. I'm not even going to use the double-sided tape, to be honest. It seems to be on there pretty good. And I've got the bolts lined up. It bounces a little bit, but it doesn't touch the tire. Yeah, it lines up okay. I'm just going to see how that fares, actually. When I look at it and I put this chain guard all the way down to the swing arm and then hold this down, that doesn't line up properly at all. It's no good. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it hanging out, and we'll see how long it lasts. This is the joys of buying cheap Chinese stuff. It comes with no instructions. You just kind of got to figure it out on your own. And sometimes it doesn't really line up all that properly, and you got to make do with what you got. So yeah, I'm just going to do this and see what happens. All right, so you can see it's nice and lined up now. It's all installed. Get a view. Oh, kick something over. Get a view from the top and from over here. Yeah, it all seems to line up. Just it's a little bit not as sturdy as the last one for sure, but yeah, the only weak point is this here. But we'll see how that goes. I might be able to throw something under there, a piece of foam or something. Anyway, we'll see. Anyways, that's it. Rear tire hugger on, and hope it lasts. Peace out, guys.